A persistent sense of fatigue that coffee can't quite fix, those nagging muscle cramps in the middle of the night, or a general feeling that your spark just isn't as bright as it used to be. For many of us over 60, these subtle changes are often dismissed as just a normal part of getting older. But a large body of clinical evidence suggests this is not the full story. Often, these feelings are the body's quiet way of signaling a specific need, a shortfall in one of the vital nutrients that fuels our cells, protects our bones, and sharpens our minds. Today, we are going to look under the hood. We'll explore the 8 most common vitamin and mineral deficiencies that can affect us as we age, even with a healthy diet. For each one, we'll uncover the surprising symptoms, understand the simple science of why our bodies need it, and, most importantly, map out clear, food-first solutions to get you back on track. This is about understanding your body's language and giving it exactly what it needs to thrive. Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Daniel Bennett, and I'm so glad you're here with us today. Our goal on this channel is to build a community dedicated to healthy, vibrant aging through clear, science-backed information. If that sounds like something you'd value, I warmly invite you to subscribe and join our conversations in the comments. We all learn from each other's journeys. Let's begin with one of the most widespread deficiencies, not just in older adults, but across the globe: vitamin D. We often call it the sunshine vitamin, and for good reason. When ultraviolet rays from the sun hit our skin, our body cleverly manufactures its own vitamin D. But as we age, our skin becomes less efficient at this process. Plus, many of us spend more time indoors or are diligent about sunscreen, which further limits production. A shortfall in vitamin D can feel like a deep, persistent ache in your bones, unexplained muscle weakness, or a low mood that you just can't seem to shake. So why is it so crucial? Think of vitamin D as the gatekeeper for calcium. You can consume all the calcium in the world, but without enough vitamin D, your intestines can't absorb it properly. It's like having a key to a house, but no one to open the door. This vitamin is essential for maintaining strong bones and preventing osteoporosis. Furthermore, emerging research highlights its role in regulating our immune system and even our mood. The best food sources are fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. A single 3-ounce serving of salmon can provide a significant portion of your daily needs. Other helpful sources include fortified milk, fortified orange juice, and egg yolks. Of course, sensible sun exposure is also key. About 15 to 20 minutes of midday sun on your arms and legs a few times a week can make a big difference. But this depends heavily on your location, skin tone, and the time of year. Because it's so difficult to get enough from food alone, and sun exposure varies, vitamin D is one of the few nutrients where supplementation is often recommended. However, it's vital to get your levels tested by your doctor first. They can determine if you have a deficiency and prescribe the correct dosage, because too much vitamin D can also be harmful. A simple blood test provides the clarity you need to move forward safely. From the gatekeeper of our bones, let's move to a nutrient that acts as a guardian for our nerves and energy levels: vitamin B12. If you've been feeling unusually tired, a bit foggy-headed, or have noticed a strange tingling or numbness in your hands or feet, a lack of vitamin B12 could be a contributing factor. This vitamin is a powerhouse for our nervous system and the production of red blood cells. Here's the simple mechanism. To absorb vitamin B12 from our food, our stomach needs to produce enough acid to separate the vitamin from the protein it's attached to. As we get older, the lining of the stomach can thin, a condition known as atrophic gastritis, which reduces acid production. This makes it harder for our bodies to access this vital nutrient, even if we're eating plenty of it. Think of it like a key that can no longer fit a rusty lock. Certain medications, like those for acid reflux, can also interfere with this process. Vitamin B12 is found almost exclusively in animal products. Excellent sources include shellfish like clams and mussels, liver, beef, and fish like tuna and salmon. Eggs and dairy products like milk and yogurt also provide a good amount. For those on a plant-based diet, it's essential to look for B12, fortified foods like breakfast cereals, nutritional yeast, and plant-based milks. Given the absorption challenges that come with age, your doctor might recommend a sublingual supplement, one that dissolves under your tongue, or even B12 injections, as these methods bypass the stomach and allow the vitamin to be absorbed directly into the bloodstream. Again, a conversation with your healthcare provider, backed by a blood test, is the most reliable way to know if you need to supplement and in what form. Getting your levels right can lead to a noticeable improvement in energy and mental clarity. Next, let's talk about the mineral that carries life-giving oxygen to every single cell in our bodies: iron. A deficiency in iron is the most common cause of anemia worldwide, and its main symptom is a profound, deep-seated fatigue. You might also feel weak, get short of breath easily, experience cold hands and feet, or notice your skin looks paler than usual. This happens because without enough iron, your body can't produce enough hemoglobin. Think of hemoglobin as the fleet of tiny delivery trucks within your red blood cells. Each truck's job is to pick up oxygen from your lungs and deliver it to every tissue and organ, from your brain to your muscles. When you're low on iron, you don't have enough trucks, so your cells are starved for oxygen. This is why you feel so exhausted and breathless. Your body is literally running on empty. Now, when it comes to food, it's important to know there are two types of iron. Heme iron, found in animal products like red meat, poultry, and fish, is the most easily absorbed by the body. Non-heme iron is found in plant-based sources like lentils, beans, spinach, and fortified cereals. While still very valuable, our bodies don't absorb it quite as efficiently. Here's a simple trick to boost absorption of that plant-based iron. Pair it with a source of vitamin C. The vitamin C acts like a helpful guide, escorting the iron into your system more effectively. So, if you're having a lentil soup, squeeze some lemon juice over it. If you're eating a spinach salad, add some bell peppers or orange slices. A word of caution: while iron is essential, too much can be toxic. You should never take an iron supplement unless you have been diagnosed with a deficiency by your doctor through a blood test. For many older adults, iron loss can also be a sign of an underlying issue, so it's crucial to investigate the cause rather than just treating the symptom. From the oxygen carrier, we turn to a mineral that helps our muscles and minds relax: magnesium. If you struggle with persistent muscle cramps, especially in your legs at night, or if you feel perpetually tense, anxious, or have trouble sleeping, you might be running low on magnesium. This mineral is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in the body. It's a true multitasker. One of its most important jobs is to act as a natural relaxant. Think of it this way: calcium helps our muscles contract, while magnesium helps them release and relax. It's the off switch. When you don't have enough magnesium, your muscles can stay in a state of partial contraction, leading to those painful cramps and spasms. It plays a similar role in our nervous system, helping to calm nerve activity and promote a sense of tranquility. Unfortunately, modern food processing often strips magnesium from grains, and our soil has become depleted, meaning our produce may contain less than it once did. The good news is that it's still abundant in many wonderful whole foods. The best sources are dark leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard, nuts and seeds like almonds, pumpkin seeds, and cashews, and legumes like black beans and edamame. Whole grains like quinoa and brown rice are also excellent. A simple way to boost your intake is to have a small handful of almonds as a snack or add a scoop of pumpkin seeds to your morning oatmeal. If you're finding this information helpful, a quick tap on the subscribe button ensures you won't miss our future deep dives into living well after 60. Now, let's discuss magnesium's famous partner, a mineral we all know is vital for our skeleton: calcium. We hear about calcium for bone health from a very young age, and its importance only grows as we get older, particularly for postmenopausal women who are at higher risk for osteoporosis. While a severe deficiency can cause muscle cramps and abnormal heart rhythms, the most significant danger of low calcium intake is silent. It doesn't cause symptoms until a bone fractures. The mechanism is straightforward. Our body uses our bones as a calcium reservoir. If you don't get enough calcium from your diet to support critical functions like muscle contraction and nerve signaling, your body will draw it from your bones to make up the difference. Over time, this constant withdrawal weakens the bone structure, making them porous and fragile, like a sea sponge instead of a solid brick. Excellent sources of calcium include dairy products like plain yogurt, milk, and cheese. For those who are dairy-free, fortified plant milks like almond or soy milk are great options, as are canned sardines and salmon with the bones. Dark leafy greens like collard greens and kale are also good plant-based sources. Now, this brings us to a common misconception I want to address. The myth is that when it comes to bone health, you just need to take a big calcium supplement and you're all set. The reality is more nuanced. The body needs a team of nutrients to build strong bones. As we discussed, vitamin D is essential for absorbing the calcium in the first place. Another key player is vitamin K2, found in fermented foods and grass-fed dairy, which helps direct that calcium into your bones and away from your arteries, where it can cause problems. So, a food-first approach that provides this entire team of nutrients is often far superior to an isolated, high-dose calcium pill. As always, discuss any supplementation plan with your doctor, who can help you find the right balance for your individual needs. Maintaining that balance is also key for our next mineral, one that plays a direct role in managing blood pressure: potassium. Feelings of weakness, fatigue, or muscle cramps can sometimes be linked to low potassium levels. This mineral is a crucial electrolyte, which means it helps conduct electrical signals throughout the body. These signals are what make our heart beat and our muscles contract. Its most famous job is working in tandem with sodium to maintain fluid balance and healthy blood pressure. Think of it like a seesaw. Modern diets are often very high in sodium, which pushes the seesaw up on one side and encourages the body to retain water, increasing blood pressure. Potassium has the opposite effect. It helps the body excrete excess sodium and relaxes the walls of our blood vessels, which helps to lower blood pressure. Having enough potassium helps bring that seesaw back into balance. Many of us don't get enough potassium simply because we don't eat enough fruits and vegetables. The solutions are delicious and abundant. While bananas are famously rich in potassium, many other foods are even better. A medium-sized baked potato with the skin on, a cup of cooked spinach, or a cup of lentils all contain more potassium than a banana. Other fantastic sources include sweet potatoes, avocados, beans, and yogurt. Making a conscious effort to include one of these potassium-rich foods in each meal is a powerful step toward better cardiovascular health. A quick safety note: if you have kidney disease or are taking certain blood pressure medications, your body may have trouble processing potassium. It's very important to talk with your doctor before making significant dietary changes or considering a supplement. From the mineral that balances our fluids, let's move to one that guards our immune system: zinc. If you find yourself catching every cold that goes around, or if you notice that small cuts and scrapes seem to take forever to heal, it could be a sign that you're not getting enough zinc. This mineral is a critical component of our immune defenses and our body's repair crew. Here's how it works. Zinc is essential for the development and function of our immune cells. It's like the training sergeant for our body's army, making sure the soldier cells are ready to identify and attack invading bacteria and viruses. When zinc levels are low, our immune response can be sluggish and less effective. It also plays a vital role in cell division and protein synthesis, which are the fundamental processes behind healing a wound. A lack of zinc can also dull your senses of taste and smell, which can unfortunately reduce appetite and the enjoyment of food. The most readily absorbed zinc comes from animal sources, with oysters being the absolute richest source. Beef, crab, and lobster are also excellent. For plant-based eaters, great options include beans, chickpeas, nuts like cashews, and seeds, especially pumpkin seeds. Whole grains also contain zinc. It's worth noting that plant-based sources often contain compounds called phytates that can slightly reduce zinc absorption, but techniques like soaking beans before cooking can help mitigate this. Ensuring adequate zinc intake is a simple, food-based way to support your body's natural defenses and healing capabilities, helping you stay resilient and recover more quickly. Finally, we arrive at our eighth key nutrient, a B vitamin that is a fundamental building block for our very cells, folate, also known as vitamin B9. The signs of a folate deficiency can be subtle and often overlap with other issues. You might feel persistent fatigue, irritability, or notice pale skin or mouth sores. Folate is absolutely essential for creating new cells in our body, from red blood cells to skin cells. The science is beautifully simple. Every time a cell divides to make a new one, it needs to copy its DNA perfectly. Folate is a key ingredient in that DNA synthesis process. Without enough folate, this process can falter, leading to the production of large, immature, and ineffective red blood cells. This condition, known as megaloblastic anemia, means your blood can't carry oxygen as efficiently, which is why you feel so tired and run down. The name folate comes from the Latin word folium, which means leaf. This is a perfect clue to where you can find it. The best sources are dark, leafy green vegetables like spinach, asparagus, and Brussels sprouts. Legumes are also folate superstars. Think lentils, black-eyed peas, and chickpeas. You'll also find it in avocados and fortified grains, where the synthetic form, folic acid, is added to foods like bread and cereal. A simple goal is to have at least one serving of a folate-rich food every day. A large spinach salad for lunch, a side of roasted asparagus with dinner, or adding lentils to your soup are all easy and effective ways to meet your needs. For most people, a diet rich in these foods is sufficient, but your doctor can advise if you have specific conditions or take medications that might require supplementation. Taking small, consistent steps to ensure your body has these foundational building blocks is one of the most powerful acts of self-care you can practice. This isn't about achieving a perfect diet overnight. It's about gentle awareness and making one small, positive change at a time. Each nutrient-rich meal is an investment in your energy, your strength, and your long-term well-being. You have the power to feel better, and it starts with the food on your plate. Thank you so much for investing this time in your health today. What is one food from our discussion that you plan to add to your grocery list this week? I'd love to read your ideas in the comments below. It's a wonderful way for us to inspire each other. If you found this guide valuable, please give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend who might benefit.